The analogy goes that marriage is akin to a tornado, initially marked by a lot of blowing and sucking, then you suddenly lose your house. The introduction of no-fault divorce, allowing one person to end a marriage without demonstrating wrongdoing, has faced criticism. It's argued that this concept, perhaps conceived with good intentions, has unforeseen and detrimental consequences. Critics contend that it has incentivized marrying for financial gain, with individuals planning starter marriages with the anticipation of temporary unions. As long as no-fault divorce laws remain in place, a growing number of men are predicted to pursue alternative paths, avoiding long-term commitments. Critics argue that these laws contribute to an increase in single-parent households, negatively impacting the stability of the nuclear family, a foundational element of society. The argument suggests that since the inception of these laws, there has been a substantial decline in various societal indicators, ranging from crime rates and high school graduation to imprisonment and teen pregnancy. In essence, the critique likens the impact of no-fault divorce laws to replacing a toothbrush with a metal file and hammer, implying a drastic and damaging shift in societal values and stability. Despite technological advancements and global interconnectedness, there's a perceived deterioration in numerous aspects of society. Critics argue that no-fault divorce laws were primarily championed by communist feminists, not out of concern for women's protection, but as a deliberate strategy to destabilize, subvert, and demoralize the United States, making it more susceptible to communism. To counteract the influence of these feminist communists, there is a call to reclaim moral values and restore men's ability to actively participate in family life and child-rearing. The proposal is to allow divorce only in cases of infidelity or proven physical abuse, with the family court requiring substantiated evidence rather than permitting divorce based solely on accusations. The emphasis is on encouraging couples to work through their issues instead of opting for the seemingly easy way out of divorce, which can have detrimental effects on children's lives. Prioritizing the proper upbringing of children and molding them into productive members of society is acknowledged as a challenging task that demands putting the needs of the family above personal pride or emotional impulses.
The argument suggests a shift in laws to discourage divorce by removing incentives for such actions and providing more encouragement for married couples to stay together. While this proposed change is seen as a potential remedy for healing the Western world, including the U.S., it is acknowledged that implementing and seeing the positive effects of such alterations may require considerable time, possibly spanning decades. The focus is on repealing what critics view as detrimental, society-destroying no-fault divorce laws. It is also imperative to put an end to alimony and Title IV-D. Once these issues are addressed, there is a call to reconsider the 19th Amendment. The LOTT report sheds light on the disproportionate impact of the 19th Amendment, suggesting that men bear the financial burden through taxation on their earnings. The report states that, on average, women have a negative fiscal impact of $150,000 by the end of their lives. Cumulatively, the tax money allocated to women exceeds the tax money generated by them, with only a brief positive impact between ages 45 and 59, counteracted by 65 other years of negative tax expenditure. In contrast, men show a positive cumulative net fiscal impact from around 40 to 80 years of age, with an overall net fiscal incidence of approximately 0 when considering all ages. The research implies that male taxpayers are the only contributors with a consistently positive impact on taxes. Even when women reach their closest point to a positive fiscal incidence, around -$50,000 at 55 years of age, men continue to support them financially. Despite demonizing men for benefiting from constructed liberties and rights, feminists have remained silent about the fact that anonymous male taxpayers are essentially financing women's existence. The desire for a stronger government among feminists is seen as not coincidental, as women, historically reliant on wealthy husbands for resources, can now choose various paths while still receiving male taxes through state transfers. An interesting correlation highlighted in the report is the doubling of government tax revenue and expenditure in the USA within 10 years of women gaining suffrage. In essence, the concept of a no-fault divorce is fundamentally flawed. it is challenging to identify another agreement that places your entire life at risk, encompassing your finances, home, and children. Under the current system, there is an incentive for one party to bring nothing to the union, and in some cases, to engage in perjury and fraud to exploit the other party for any or no reason. Therefore, a reevaluation of the marriage contract is necessary. The abolition of no-fault divorce is crucial to the survival of marriage, as evident in the ongoing trends in the Western world. An alternative viewpoint expressed by men is that eliminating no-fault divorce might lead to an increase in false abuse claims against men. Trust in the courts to fairly protect men's rights is a significant concern. The financial incentives promoting divorce among women need to be addressed by eliminating alimony entirely and restricting child support to the reasonable cost of raising a child. Ridiculous awards to maintain an accustomed lifestyle should cease, or prenuptial agreements should be mandated before marriage, outlining alimony and child support amounts. Stringent criminal penalties are proposed for women attempting to fabricate abuse allegations to justify divorce. Adultery, if committed by a woman, should result in the forfeiture of alimony and equal custody of the children. For men, marital vows are viewed as a covenant rather than a contract, meaning that even if the partner is dissatisfied and fails to uphold her end of the agreement, the man is bound to fulfill his commitments unilaterally. Failure to do so may result in legal penalties. Historically, marriage was considered a covenant for both parties, but contemporary legal frameworks have shifted, rendering marriage not legally a contract. In a marriage agreement, men often receive minimal consideration. This means that legally, the woman is not obliged to provide anything of value to the man, not even a commitment to fidelity. Essentially, the woman pledges to do things for her husband if she chooses to do so, and if not, she won't. Legally, an agreement where one or both parties lack consideration is not a contract and is unenforceable. In theory, marriage functions as a covenant for men, while for women, it does not even operate as a contract. Men should have the legal right to divorce their wives if the woman refuses physical intimacy. The implementation of mandatory DNA tests for paternity verification on all birth certificates for newborn children is essential. In return, men should bear legal and financial responsibility for all their biological children, aiming to deter promiscuity and infidelity. Advocates argue for a comprehensive patriarchy, rejecting half-hearted measures. No-fault divorce is just one aspect. The broader issues stem from the legalized obligations of alimony and financial exploitation during separation. Collectively, society shares responsibility for the consequences of no-fault divorce. This serves as a cautionary tale for future generations, urging them not to compromise their principles and to steadfastly uphold their beliefs. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.